Welcome to Soul Growth Stories, where we explore the hidden depths of the human heart and the power of our perspective. In a quiet corner of a busy, bustling city lived an old mirror maker who crafted the finest glass for everyone. Despite creating perfect and flawless reflections for his wealthy customers, he kept a flawed, cracked mirror for his own personal use. This specific mirror had a deep crack running down the center, distorting everything that was reflected within its jagged glass surface. Every single morning, the old man would look into this broken glass, seeing his own face fragmented, twisted, and strangely incomplete. Because he saw himself through this broken lens daily, he began to believe that he was actually broken inside as well. A heavy cloud of pessimism settled over his shoulders, weighing him down as he moved through the dusty, silent workshop. He looked at the vibrant world outside but saw only flaws, believing that life was unfair, ugly, and full of pain. When customers came in with bright smiles, he thought they were mocking him or hiding their true, dark, and broken nature. His interactions became cold and short, pushing people away because he projected his own internal fractured reality onto everyone he met. The crack in the mirror seemed to grow wider in his mind, becoming a symbol of everything that was wrong today. Even his simple meals seemed less satisfying when viewed through the jagged line that split his lonely table in two halves. He blamed the weather, the government, and his neighbors for his misery, never realizing the source was his own chosen perspective. Beauty itself was ruined in his eyes, as the mirror turned a perfect blooming flower into a broken and tragic image. He felt a constant lack inside his soul, convinced that the universe had denied him the peace that others seemed to possess. Time slipped away unnoticed as he remained trapped in his self-imposed prison of negativity, nursing his grudges against a happy world. One bright morning, the silence was shattered by the cheerful chime of the doorbell, announcing a visitor unlike any usual customer. A small child wandered into the shop, eyes wide with curiosity, exploring the shelves filled with glass and shimmering silver reflections. The grumpy old man stood up to scold the child, wanting to protect his fragile inventory from sticky hands and accidents. But before he could speak a harsh word, the child walked confidently toward the dark corner where the broken mirror hung. The mirror maker rushed forward, shouting, warning the child to stay away from the piece of trash that was clearly ruined. The little one paused and tilted their head, watching as a ray of sunlight struck the jagged crack in the glass. Instead of a distorted reflection, the crack caught the light and scattered it into 1,000 tiny dancing rainbows on the wall. The child clapped hands in delight and exclaimed, "Look how beautiful it is! The broken part makes the light dance everywhere." The old man froze in his tracks, his eyes following the child's finger to see the vibrant colors he had ignored. For years he had only seen the ugly flaw, but now, through the child's eyes, he saw a spectacular display of light. The child smiled and said, "My mirror at home is perfect and flat, so it never makes rainbows like this one." Those innocent words struck the old man's heart like a bell, shattering the hard shell of cynicism he had built up. He suddenly realized that the mirror had never been the problem. It was his own way of looking at it. He knelt down beside the child, a gentle smile forming on his lips, realizing he had been blind to this beauty. He whispered a quiet "thank you," acknowledging that the small visitor had taught him a lesson he had missed for decades. The child waved goodbye and ran back into the sunlight, leaving the workshop changed forever by a simple moment of truth. The mirror maker stood up and walked to the glass, tracing the jagged line with a finger, seeing it differently now. His reflection was still fragmented, but his eyes were no longer angry. They were filled with a newfound sense of peace. He cleaned the dust away with care, understanding that the flaw was exactly where the light could enter and create magic. He threw open the heavy shutters, inviting the sun to pour in and interact with the imperfections of his life. The workshop was instantly transformed into a gallery of light and color, a testament to the beauty hidden within the broken. He returned to his workbench, humming a soft tune, his hands moving with a lightness that had been missing before. When the next customer arrived, he greeted them with warmth, seeing a person to serve rather than a potential enemy. He even shared his special mirror with them, pointing out the rainbows and sharing the joy of a different perspective. He realized that the world had not changed one bit. The only thing that had shifted was his own internal attitude. We often think our scars and cracks are defects, but they are often the very places where our unique light shines. He stopped feeling like a victim of his circumstances and started becoming a creator of joy in his own small community. The gloom lifted from his shop not because the mirror was fixed, but because he finally learned how to truly see. Peace is not found in a perfect life without problems, but in finding the beauty and meaning within the imperfections. He wrote in his journal that happiness is not determined by what we look at, but by how we choose to look. The same crack can be a source of misery or a source of magic, depending entirely on the viewer's chosen mindset. He began to decorate his flaws, turning his wounds into wisdom and his pain into a prism for joy and gratitude. People started coming to his shop not just for glass, but for the wisdom of the man who loved his broken mirror. His laughter rang out, proving that it is never too late to change your mind and rewrite the story of your life. As the sun set, the workshop glowed with a warmth that matched the new fire burning brightly within the old man's soul. He looked at his reflection one last time, no longer seeing a broken man, but a survivor who had found the light. Remember that the cracks in your life are simply the openings where the universe is trying to send you more light. Even in the darkness, there is beauty to be found if you are willing to shift your perspective and look closer. Life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it. So choose your reaction wisely. Don't let a cracked mirror distort your entire world. Instead, look for the rainbows that are hiding within the fracture. Your happiness is your own responsibility, a masterpiece that you paint every day with the brush of your thoughts and attitude. May you always find the courage to see the good, the beautiful, and the hopeful, even when things seem broken. Let the light in, heal your heart, and remember that you have the power to change your world right now. Thank you for watching Soul Growth Stories. Remember that your perspective shapes your reality, so choose to see the light.